Hi, I'm Dominique Browns.
And I'm Tiffany Carr.
We are your hosts
for T&D in the City.
Tiffany, would you say we have a lot in common?
Oh my gosh, tons. For instance, we both migrated to Toronto from Montreal, and we've been living here now for a few years.
And we love it here. And guess what? We also both speak French.
Oh, and we both went to Concordia University at the same time.
And believe it or not, we both took theater and communications.
And the best part, though, is that we both have such a funny and unique laugh. But we do differ in some ways. I mean, you are definitely not as obsessed with dogs as I am.
And you're not as obsessed with almond croissant as I am.
I mean, that is so true. You are addicted. But you're also such a boss, babe. I mean, I love that you know what you want and you go after it, and that's so inspiring.
Oh, thank you. And you're so positive and motivating. Oh my gosh, you guys. We're in love with each other. I mean, not really. You love your husband. I'm single.
Wait, single and ready to mingle, right? Which is kind of perfect because in today's show, you're going to be chatting with Upton Goley, our dating coach, and he's got some amazing tips for the both of us.
And you'll head over to iconic Queen Street West to speak about fashion with Canadian designer Naomi Shapiro.
Oh, I can't wait. And we're also going to be answering your questions with our Hottie of the Week.
Lastly, we'll share some tips about health and fitness. How does that sound, Tiffany?
It all sounds perfect. Let's get started. Do you get inspired by the latest trends, beautiful clothes, and designers? Well, you're in luck because today we are on location and we're going to speak with one of Toronto's coolest designers. Her name, Naomi Shapiro, her brand, Rockin' Karma. Let's go inside.
I've been making clothing since I've been a kid, since I've been about 8 years old. From designing clothing, selling it at the corner of Yonge and Bloor, to opening a location at the Toronto Eaton Centre, to having a shop in Yorkville, to now being on fabulous Queen Street. That is the reality of Rockin' Karma.
How did you come up with the name Rockin' Karma?
I've always been a little bit of a rocker chick, so that's where the rock is. Our stuff is kind of edgy, and I work with the most incredible people in the world, and they're all about karma. So we named it, we trademarked it, and we're thrilled with the name.
Naomi, how can someone be more fashionable?
My tips for somebody who wants to be more fashionable is to be themselves, and when they see something that's different and they like it, they rock it in their own way, and don't worry about what anyone else says. And that's what fashion is, rocking it your own way.
What advice would you give to anyone trying to break into the fashion industry?
I think that you got to give it your best shot. Be true to yourself, which is really, really important, and don't let anyone stop you, and just keep on pursuing it no matter how difficult it is. Just keep on trekking, and eventually you'll find your way.
Can you describe your top 3 iconic pieces in your store?
First of all, you're wearing one of them. There are Miracle Pants. So this over here is all hand painted. The garment started off white and was hand painted to that garment. It holds you in. It's a lot of Lycra and very, very comfortable. It can be washed a gazillion times and it looks the same. And with the black, this all has a two-way stretch. And when you wash the fabric, it doesn't fade, it doesn't pill, and it doesn't bag out of shape. And it's been written up as one of the best black pants in the last 20 years.
And you know what I like about these pants? These are actually my own, is that you can wear them at the gym and you can wear them out. So I can just keep them on and just leave the gym and go out on the night.
She's wearing one of our favorite pieces. I will never stop wearing black, which is the truth. And a cute little denim outfit, recycled denim, hand weeded with leather, machine washable, and just fun and flirty. You look fabulous, Chanel. Wow. Look at this. This reminds me a little bit of Emilio Pucci. You look fantastic in this piece. It was made for you. All hand painted, hand beaded, machine washable, and you look stunning.
We all know that relationships and dating can sometimes be complicated or confusing. Well, lucky for all of us, today I'm having a little chat with Upton Goley, a relationship expert who's going to help us out on first dates and how to keep your relationship fresh and sexy. So let's say I'm newly single, fresh out of a relationship. What are some of the things that I should do before I start dating again?
That's a really good question. You should start dating again.
Oh.
Start dating yourself again. You need to rediscover who you are and what you want in life. That way it's easier to find another partner, and especially when you get out of a relationship, you should focus back on or really look at that relationship that you were in and see what are some things that you noticed that you grew from, you learned from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's say I made it through a first date. What are some of the things that I should do or I shouldn't do on a first date?
On a first date, number one thing, guys, keep it lighthearted and fun. And the other thing that you shouldn't be doing is making it complicated. So when you go out, it's all about getting to know each other.
And what would you say is the key thing to secure a second date?
So you don't want to be as if seeking approval or coming off needy. So definitely giving at least a day or two before you contact the other person helps you out in terms of securing a second date. And especially when you end that first date, you should be like, hey, that was great, give me a call.
And let's say I made it to a fantastic relationship. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
So what are the things that we can do to keep the relationship fresh and sexy as if we're still in the first few weeks of the honeymoon stage?
Very good question, and it's very common that relationships, once they get into a long-term time and commitment, things get boring. But one thing that I highly recommend is never stop dating your partner. You know, when we first get into a long-term relationship, at first everything is fun and lighthearted. We're constantly going out on dates, but then after some time, we stop doing that. So if you do the same things that you did in the beginning of your relationship, there won't be an end to that spark.
So we've received so many questions from all of you. That's very exciting. And today we have our hottie of the day who's here to answer a few. Because you know what? It's always nice to have a male perspective. Let's see what they have to say.
Well, Ashley, I think you should focus on yourself more. It seems like he's not as intrigued as you want him to be, and you can't force that into someone. So you should just focus on yourself, enjoy life, and the right person will pop along.
Thank you so much for being my gym buddy today.
It's my pleasure. Besides, I like to switch things up a little bit. But Dominique, is this what you do to stay fit and healthy?
Oh, I love the gym. I'm here a couple of times a week. This is my happy place. So I drink a lot of water, I walk a lot, I watch what I eat, but you know, I treat myself from time to time. What about you, Tiffany?
Well, as a fitness instructor, I have a really busy and active lifestyle. So to stay balanced and to keep my stress to a minimum, I love to meditate. Besides, it helps me stay mindful, focused, and happy.
Couldn't have said it better. Now, what about you? What do you like to do to stay fit and healthy?
My number one tip in terms of fitness is to stay motivated. This could be either on your own or in terms of group fitness, getting out there and getting into classes, doing what you can.
My number one fitness tip for today is to stay consistent, because you know what, sometimes you'll be too tired to go to the gym or too lazy to prepare a healthy meal. But if you do it and you're disciplined, you'll see results, you'll feel better, and you'll look fantastic.
My number one fitness tip would be to try and find time throughout the week, no matter how busy and how hectic your schedule can be, to at least get some fitness in. Maybe 1 or 2 times a week can really go a long way.
Well, that's it for today.
What? That's it? We covered so much.
Obviously, that's because we always have tons to share and talk about with all of you.
That is so true, and I'm so excited because for our next show, we are going to be baking the best cake you've ever tasted in your whole life with celebrity chef Rochelle Adonis.
And we're also going to share a cool tip to get glam under 15 minutes with beauty expert Janine Holmes.
Oh, I totally need that. But you know what? I am so thrilled because I'll be interviewing the amazing Canadian Shan Boudram, who is also known as
the celebrity sex educator. You doing that for me?
Yeah.
Well, I have so many questions for her. I thought, as a single lady.
Well, as a married woman, I have lots of questions for her too.
Well, sounds like we both like to talk about sex, Tiffany.
We do. So how about we both do it?
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys, that's a wrap.
And we'll see you next time. Well, I can already think about 5 questions I have to share.
Oh, no, I've got 6 questions.
Oh, come on.
What? It's true. true.